Okay, some more about percentages, a little bit more about how we calculate increases. But before we go into percentages, let's just look at fractions. So we go back to the idea of fractions and forget percentage for now. Think about how we increase a certain amount by a certain fraction. So I'll just introduce that idea to you so you understand. Let's start with the basics. Go back right back down to zero. Imagine the 5 books. Okay, those are the 5 books that we're going to increase to 7 books. So how much should I add? Obviously 2 more. That's a no-brainer. So I increased it to 7. This was the original amount, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it was increased by 2, or by 2 books. So the original was increased by 2 books. Think about it like that. We're introducing a new vocabulary so that you understand word problems that are given to you in mathematics quite easily. So the original was increased by 2 books. Okay, that's not difficult. That's the increase, 2. Now, if I ask you, think of those 5 books again as 5/5, like that. Imagine those are 5/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because they're all identical. They're all equal in size and shape. So we call them fifths. Now, if I increase it by 2 books, it's the same thing as saying I increased it by 2/5, right? Because I increased the original 5/5 by another 2/5, like that. So 2/5 of what? 2/5 of the original. So this is 2/5 of this original, which is what we added here. So we added 2/5 of the original amount of 5. So think like that, and it's not all that complicated. Here's 5 books again, the original amount. We increased it by 2. So this is actually 2/5, isn't it? Isn't it 2/5 of this original amount? Yes, it is. That's all we're saying. You got it? Good. Let's try another one. The 6 clocks. This was the original quantity. Keep that in mind. We first introduce you to the original quantity, and then we bring a change to it. We're going to increase it. We're going to increase the original quantity by 4 more clocks. Okay, that's what we did. Now, by what fraction did it increase? Which means this is what fraction of the original amount. So that's the more important thing, is the fraction of the original, not just fraction. It has to be a fraction. It has to be a part of something, and it's the part of the original. So by what part of the original did it increase? So we know 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's put it here, and we can see how much did it increase by. What fraction is this of the original? What's your answer? 4/6, of course. You know the answer. The answer is 4/6 of the original. So you've got that idea back. So that's 4/6. Okay, 6 clocks, this is the original amount. 4 clocks added, that's been added to it, so we get a new amount of 10 clocks. Notice how we get the new quantity. The original quantity plus what we added is the new quantity. So this is actually the difference, isn't it, between the original amount and the new amount is 4 clocks. So if we want to think about it, by what fraction did it increase? Notice what we did. By what fraction of the original did it increase? We just took the difference between the original and the new. And then over the original amount tells us what fraction it was. The difference, of course, is 4. The original amount was 6. And so we say that is the fraction by which it increased. Okay, you got that far. Let's just take it one more step. The new amount, which was 10, if we take away from that the original amount, which was 6, we will get the difference over the original amount. That's what we're really doing. So the new amount minus the original amount over the original amount, and we get the fraction right away. You want to see how it works? Sure. That's the rule we're following. So let's check it out. This was 6 centimeters, and we increased it by another 4 centimeters. So what's the new amount? 10 centimeters, right? If we add the two, the answer is 10 centimeters. So now we know all these three quantities. We know the new amount is 10. The original amount was 6. And below, the original amount is 6. So 10 minus 6, that's the difference, isn't it? 4. So it's 4/6. By what fraction did it increase? It increased by 4/6 because the amount we increased it by happens to be 4/6 of the original amount. And you can see that here. We want to show it to you here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was the original amount. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this amount is actually, you can see, 4/6 of the original amount. Clear? Great. That's how you do it. One last example. Here you have 20 kilograms, which is the original amount. We add another 16 kilograms, which is the increase. We increased it by 16 kilograms. So we now get a new amount, which is 20 plus 16. So 20 kilograms increased by 16 kilograms. By what fraction did it increase? Notice by what fraction of itself? It is 20 kilograms, right? By what fraction of 20 kilograms did it increase? That's what we're trying to find, which means 16 kilograms is what fraction of 20 kilograms? All we have to do is 16 is what fraction of 20? Who can answer that? Well, if you put this over here, you can see it's 1, 2. What fraction is this of this whole thing? Well, obviously it's 16 out of 20. So 16/20. That actually is the correct answer. We can reduce it to 4/5, and there it is, 4/5 of the original. That's your answer. It increased by 4/5. Word problem. Manny earns $300 a week. Okay, that's the total amount that he earns. And his boss increased it to $325 a week. So how much extra would you add here to make it what? That's right. You want to add another $25 here so that we know how much he increased it by. So he increased it by $25. So this total thing is $325. Now, by what fraction does his salary increase? Means $25 is what fraction of $300? That's all we're asking. So the new amount minus the original amount over the original amount. That basically tells the story, because the new amount is what? What's the new amount? The increased amount. That's right, $325. What was the original amount? $300. That's right. And again here, $300. Do your math. It's simple. 25 over 300. That's the fraction. You can reduce it easily. It'd be 1/12. It means the fraction of his increase in salary is 1/12. He increased the salary by 1/12 of his original salary. That means 12 of these little pieces would fit into that, and one of them is 1/12. That's what he increased it by. So we'll hold it right there. Don't go away. Hold that thought. You suspend it in a kind of an understanding of what you've just learned. Hold that right there, and we'll carry on. Push your understanding deeper and wider so that it settles down comfortably in your mind, and you're very comfortable and confident, and you will find it easy. So carry on to the next video and see what this story leads to. Take care, have a great day, and bye-bye.